Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Atom. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, with that being said, let's get straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we have a broadening descending wedge, and Cosmos Atom got rejected multiple times from the 20 EMA, which is the yellow moving average over here. And as you can see, we had a rejection at the end of November, at early December, another rejection in December, a wick above the 20 EMA, and another wick towards the 20 EMA December 14th. And now we're coming back down into this support block that I've been targeting for multiple weeks. And this is based off of the swing low that we printed. The swing low that we printed here July 13th, the swing high that we printed June 15th, and the swing low that we printed June 24th. So this support block is potentially going to hold the price for Cosmos and will initiate the bounce. Okay, so I expect us to come back down here. Also, we could bounce off of the support of the broadening descending wedge, as you can see. Multiple bounces off of this trend line already, and we could see another one sometime in December or January. So if we continue this way down, we might see a bounce and a move to the upside, potentially retesting the 0.618 Fibonacci retracement level, which is this resistance here. We held it as support at the end of November. Now we're losing it as support, and we're going to come back to retest it as resistance in the near future. And that hopefully will provide us with a nice swing trade opportunity. But if I zoom out to show you the Fibonacci retracement that I've got, then we have the swing low all the way back in March of 2020, and we have our swing high printed in May of 2021. Now, as you can see, we had a bounce off of the 0.5, a successful bounce at that. Then we had a retracement to the upside, and now we're on our way back down. So if things continue this way and Bitcoin perhaps goes back down to $14,000, maybe even retests $12,000, then we might as well see a retest of $5.87 for Cosmos. And even going below that is still possible. We may go all the way back here to 0.382, which is the Fibonacci retracement level as well that we held all the way back in September of 2020. So I would wait until I would wait before buying Cosmos, because we're still not in this support block, and there is no bullish incentive in the markets currently. The Fed is still increasing the interest rates, and they will continue increasing them until the first half of 2023. Then they're probably going to stop. Well, they've said that they will stop in 2023, but they've also said that they will not be decreasing the interest rates or cutting the interest rates in 2023. So we can expect that early 2024, maybe at the end of 2023. Because, well, obviously the Fed, because the Fed said they're going to do something doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen. You have to understand that, because they've been wrong many times, and they've said that inflation will not go that high in 2022, and look where we are right now. So take their word with a grain of salt, but I would just assume that we're going to be seeing lower prices for Cosmos down the line in 2023, potentially reaching back down, retesting the 0.5, maybe even going all the way to the 0.382. But I would just start to gradually dollar cost average anywhere below $7.90, once we get into the support block. And the support block is ranged between $7.95 to $7.37. So that would be a great buying opportunity. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for these support levels. You can also obviously zoom out and take a look at all these swing highs and these swing lows that we printed in 2020, and you can target them as well. And the fact that we're closing our candle below the golden ratio here, which is the 0.618 Fibonacci, is quite negative, because this means that this is going to be our resistance above us right now, and this is not looking good for now. For me, this is good, because if we get these cheap prices for Cosmos, then I can buy even more coins, because I know where Cosmos is heading. I know where Bitcoin is heading in the next 2-3 years. So I don't mind these fire sales and discounts. So hopefully we're going to stay in the bear market as long as possible. I would love that, but I know that's not a luxury that I that I can have. Now, switching over to the daily RSI, as you can see, we are way below our pink trend line, which I was targeting. We are way below our green trend line, which held us as support in May, in June, and we also almost had this bounce in November. So now we're back down below the green trend line, and as you can see, potentially we're coming back up for a retest of resistance. Maybe we're going to see a retest off of this trend line. Okay. Because that's a support trend line that we have not retested as resistance, and we lost that low. Potentially that's going to be happening, but overall what I would be looking for is the retest of this orange trend line, which was our resistance back in April and in May. We broke above in June, and we haven't seen the back test of support, so that's something that is potentially going to happen here. So keep your eyes on that, and if you see the RSI come back down here and you see it hovering around the orange trend line, I would say this is an incredible opportunity to buy, not only because it's the orange trend line, but also because it's way below the index of 30, which means the asset is completely oversold. As you can see, the last time we were at these levels was back in May and June of 2022, and look where we were in a couple of months afterwards. So you could have made a 3x during a bear market. That is crazy. So that is something to keep in mind. Now, I do want to switch over to the Binance chart for a quick minute. And before we continue, I quickly want to ask you, do you value your privacy? If the answer is yes, then you must take a look at ExpressVPN. ExpressVPN offers you the privacy that you deserve, no activity logs and no connection logs. Your internet provider won't be able to access anything, and anyone using the same open free Wi-Fi in the cafe as you won't be able to do any harm or breach your security. You can use the ExpressVPN application on any device. You can connect it to your PlayStation, or you can even connect it to your router so that anyone who connects is automatically secured. Or if you're looking to access any region-blocked content on your streaming platform, well, ExpressVPN can do that as well. If you're living in the Netherlands and you want to access a TV show that's only available in Japan, well, my friend, you can do that with ExpressVPN. You can use the link down below in the description and get a discounted price along with 3 extra months for free. You can get your money back if you don't like it, but I don't see any reason why you wouldn't like it, because we all need the privacy, and in today's age especially. And you can also pay with Bitcoin, so that's a really cool feature as well. And let's get on with the video. Switching over to the weekly chart, as you can see, we are in this falling wedge, and we have a different setup here on this chart. As you can see, we have 2 support blocks. We are almost breaking down below this support block that we have, which is ranged between $8.65 to from $10 to $8.53, and the one below that is between $6.76 all the way to $5.48. And that is where I think we might end up bottoming out, unless Bitcoin decides to absolutely, crash and go back below $10,000, which as of right now, I don't find that very likely. However, I cannot look into the future and see what kind of bearish news and FUD is going to be thrown into the markets. If this Binance FUD leads somewhere, right, and we get more FUD, and perhaps Tether gets, gets attacked as well by the SEC and by the US government, because Tether has been under investigation. Make no mistake about that. They've openly admitted that they're investigating Tether, and at some point they are going to want to see at least if the reserves are fully backed, or if they have the reserves to back up every single Tether, which we know that it's not, because if that was the case, they would have shown it already. However, they did not do that, and they said that it's at least backed, at least 50% of the Tether is backed by US dollars. But, and again, we're not even sure of that. You can't be sure of anything in the crypto market. So that's why you have to be ready for both outcomes. If we do end up coming back down into this support block, that's an incredible buying opportunity. Also, I would target the support of this falling wedge. So we had a bounce in June of 2021. Then we had a bounce in June of 2022, and as you can see, a valid resistance level above us with a little fake out here in October, and then we got absolutely demolished. So this was a good opportunity to take some profits on the weekly chart, because not only you had a nice run up here, but you were breaking above a resistance level and you weren't holding above it. As you can see, once you started coming back down, that was a pretty good giveaway that you are not going to be, staying there for long. And yeah, so basically based off of this trend line, you could have traded very nicely. So let's say you entered, you had this trend line, right? You had the second bounce, right? Let's say you entered somewhere here. That's a very nice move for you to take some profits at, right? And then you had the second move, potentially, let's say you bought off the 0.382. That's another nice move to the trend line, and then we are back down here. So this right here could be a nice buying opportunity in case we see something similar and we see another retest of the teal trend line. But if you're not really looking to swing trade or to sell, and obviously you could accumulate these nice prices, and like I said, also target the support trend line of the falling wedge. We could also bounce off of that, just like we did twice already in the past year and a half. So that's regarding the weekly chart, and the structure that I have here, this Elliott wave theory, is something that I thought potentially could play out, just something to have on the charts to see for fun. But obviously, if we're going to start losing this low and we're going to start coming back down below the low of wave one, obviously the Elliott wave theory is invalidated. So let's see if this holds, but obviously I don't think that's going to be the case, and I didn't really expect it to play out that way. Now, taking a look at the weekly RSI, as you can see, we ran into the red trend line, well, almost ran into it, and I told you that maybe we're going to get rejected off of this 43 on the RSI, but we didn't get there. Now we're back all the way down to this support trend line on the RSI. So based off of the RSI, based off of the price action chart, this is actually a good opportunity to start dollar cost averaging, because you are on a support level and you're in the support block on the weekly chart, but obviously you could go lower. However, mathematically speaking, this is a good buying opportunity because there is a chance of a bounce, and that will probably come within the next week. Now we're getting our bearish cross confirmation, our downtrend confirmation rather, on the weekly MACD, which is not a very good indicator. The last time we had that was back in January of 2022, and as you can see, we did see quite the pullback in January. So this could be another sign that's telling us we're going to be going lower. So obviously don't go all in. I wouldn't go all in. This wouldn't be really smart at this point in the bear market. So yeah, just dollar cost average and be smart with your money. That's all I have to say for this video. If I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to check out my Patreon. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye and good night.